All right, welcome back, people. We are now chapter 9.2, piecewise functions. Like many of you have noticed, come quiz and test time, vocabulary is very important for multiple reasons. Okay, namely to get some of those answer choices correct. All right, but it does facilitate your ability to understand and communicate effectively. So again, your challenge is look these up, okay, as many as you can under the glossary on your online textbook provided to you in Schoology. Look for definitions and examples. All right, let's go ahead and move forward here. Let f of x equals the following. You must be almost horrified. What is going on here? Okay, the name of this game is piecewise functions. So here's your function. Here's three pieces. And how do you distinguish between the three? Well, for x's that are less than -6, this is what applies. For x's that are between -6 and 7, you've got this one that comes into play, and then you've got this one for x's that are larger than or equal to 7. All right. So when you look at, they ask us to evaluate f of -6. Okay, you must double check with the domains. Does -6 is it consistent with these domains? So -6 is not bigger than 7 or equal to it, so I will not work with him for now, okay, for this exercise. -6 is not less than -6, so I will not be working with this piece either. So I would imagine I'd work with this one. Let me double check. -6 is equal to -6, okay. However, the statement says value is also greater than but less than 7. So with that said, I'm going to be working with this function right there. Okay, so f of -6 is 3 -6 squared minus 2. What I've done is simply plug in. Okay, I don't have to, but it's not going to kill me to just remind myself of the interval that I'm working with. So I'm going to encourage that. What I can do here now is evaluate equals 3 times 36 minus 2, which equals 108 minus 2. And lastly, I have f of -6 is 106. Done and done. Okay, that's your intro. If you're comfortable, great. If not, please come with questions tomorrow. This one says, create a table and verbal description to represent the graph. Okay. So I don't labor this too much with me putting this together. I pre-populated the table, and let's see what's going on here. So we're comparing weights and shipping costs, right? Here's the input, here's the output. So for example, this one, what is it saying? Okay, so from the weight of 0 to what? 1 pound. Okay, and I should say between 0, all numbers between 0 and 1. Excuse me, we got essentially less than $4, or $3.85 is the cost for this priority mail shipping service. And the next one says that if the weight of the package is between what? 1 and 2 pounds. Okay, notice that you don't include 1, so you can say over 1 pound up to 2 pounds. You're basically paying $4.55, so on and so forth. This is not new to you guys. You've seen this. So there's a table. Okay, the verbal description I've also pre-populated here. Okay, and it's very consistent with what we've already done in the class and things you've actually seen since Algebra 1. All right, so let's kind of read it together. It says the cost to ship a package priority mail is $3.85 for packages not over 1 pound. Okay, notice the wording. So 1 pound is not over 1 pound, so that's consistent. $4.55 for packages weighing 1.1 to 2 pounds. Okay, and then we kind of go forward from there. $6.05 for packages weighing 2.1 to 3 pounds. And okay, again, you can pause the video and kind of analyze this a little slower here. We've got $7.05 for packages weighing 3.1 to 4 pounds, and $8 for packages weighing 4.1 to 5 pounds. The domain of the function is divided into 5 intervals. Okay, So by that, right, domain is your x's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, now that is a lot of writing, okay, especially in a math class. So what I'm going to propose, the way we're going to go ahead and turn this into math, is with the following illustration. Okay, essentially we're going to write 3 columns. The first one will be intervals, and you'll see that we've got 0 to 1. Okay, now this is a refresher in terms of using parentheses or brackets, right? Remember, and this is if you have to go back to your old school lessons, do so. But I'll kind of sum up. If it's included to, you can have a closed circle. If it's not, it's an open circle. Okay, for example, a package weighing 0 pounds is not a package at all, right? And then the connection with that is an open circle is including, so that's a bracket, and excuse me, a closed circle is a bracket. If you're not including, that's an open circle, and it's also a parenthesis. So again, I've provided this as a reference, so let's go over some of this here, make sure it's consistent. So the interval 0 to 1, okay, as we go from 0 to 1, not over 1 pound from the English that we could derive. That's our verbal description that we've been asked for. And the shipping cost is $3.85. So that's our verbal description. Essentially, this is our mathematical summary. Now, I'll go over this next one, and then you guys can kind of pause the video and look at these on your own. This next one says what? The interval that goes from 1 to 2, up to 2, and including 2, okay? 1.1 to 2 pounds. And notice how here's the open circle with the parenthesis, here's the closed circle with the bracket. So hopefully that triggers your memory, and that's the cost, $4.55. You make sure you can verify these and be ready for tomorrow. Okay. Okay, this next one, evaluate the piecewise function. And again, here's 3 pieces. This applies when x is less than or equal to 5. This one applies when x is greater than 5 or less than or equal to 6. And this one applies when you've got what? X is greater than 6. Alright? So evaluate. F of -1 equals what? Well, I got to make sure that this is consistent with the domain that I'm going to use. So for -1, okay, it's -1 less than 5, it is, so that looks possible. Is it greater than 5? No. Is it greater than 6? No. So for now, I'll scratch these off, and it tells me that all I've got is 11. Okay, so although this part's not necessary, essentially you would have, here's the point that you would plot, -1, 11. Okay, moving forward. Right, so if you were asked to graph this, that would be 1 point. The next one is x equals 9. So I'm going to do that. Got to see where 9 applies. 9 is not less than or equal to 5. 9 is not less than 6. And 9 is indeed greater than 6. So I will not be using these. I will be using this one. And it turns out that I have a y value of 1. So then I can plot this point, if I was asked, okay, of 9, 1. Alright. Now, just to kind of stay honest here, I'm going to go ahead and include these intervals. Okay, so we want to be explicit. So the reason I use this one is because what? X is less than 5. And the reason I used this one here, right, is because in this case my x was greater than 6. Okay, and back here we'll maybe put a semicolon just as additional information. Okay. Alright, what else we got here? Alright, graph the piecewise function h of x. Okay, so just because we are on the topic of piecewise function, here's your function and here's the 2 pieces. And in terms of graphing, I think it's pretty straightforward. Here's what I came up with. And let's verify that it is consistent with this piecewise function. Okay. Notice that for x is less than 4, for all x is less than 4, okay, first of all, if you were to graph, let's go into the calculator, okay, get a nice fresh start here. Okay, Some of you guys may have forgotten what it looks like to graph a constant. So let's put 7 in this case. Hit enter. Let's go to menu, window, zoom out. We'll hit enter. Okay. As you can see, it's a straight line. Okay. If you predicted that, awesome. Okay. All right. So we're just basically drawing straight lines. However, for x is less than 4, we've got a straight line. Okay, at -7, and that's for all x values less than 4. So it's a straight line because it is a constant. Now notice you cannot equal 4, so it's an open circle. For x values greater than or equal to 4, you would draw a straight line. Okay, 7 units up versus 7 units down. It's just simply a straight line, and you've got a closed circle because it's equal to. Alright, I think that's going to go ahead and wrap it. Let me double check here. What else I got? We've got a story problem here that I'm going to have you guys look and kind of think about, and that'll be where we continue in class. Guys, thanks for your time, and I'll see you in class.